One of the hardest habits I had at night a few years ago was getting these really intense cravings for sugar, and being really like drawn into those cravings, right? Like Ben and Jerry's, I was like addicted to Ben and Jerry's, both me and my sister. There were other things too. We get these really strong cravings at night. And so after I read this book by Dr. David Perlmutter, Brain Maker, he talks about the gut-brain axis and the microbiome. So there's certain bacterial species that live in our microbiome that are basically linked to certain mental health disorders. So within these mental health disorders, we can also say that this is linked to insulin resistance. So it's linked to insulin resistance. And we know that insulin resistance is also going to be related to a lot of higher cortisol and, like, again, this weight gain in this middle section that we are always talking about. So in this book, he talks about these bacterial populations and species. So I started to remember that whenever I was starting to get a craving at night, but also it made me ultra prioritize getting the essential amino acids and fatty acids in my diet early in the day. So breaking the fast is always the most sacred time of the day. I always say this: if you're trying to start a fasting period, start it with your dinner. Eat your dinner at night with the light while the sun is still out, and then let yourself have a resting period. What we're going to do in this time is allow the insulin to come down and have our glucagon come up. These are the major, like, on and off switch hormones that we have in our bloodstream in terms of telling the cell if we're growing or we are breaking down and repairing. So obviously, if we are able to shut insulin off and have that glucagon stimulated, we're able to repair and heal more. We're able to consolidate our energy efforts more, right? That midsection weight is going to go away easier, but it's so important when we break the fast to eat the essential nutritional needs. So amino acids, fatty acids. My favorite sources are animal proteins, so I like a lot of eggs and ground beef. These are very satisfying, filling to me, and higher in things like iron, zinc, and the B vitamins. So I choose those types of foods. But it's so important to know that we have tiny little entities in our body and we're constantly feeding them. So it's all about getting in line with the circadian rhythm, getting your gut bacteria what they need, which is the essential amino acids and fatty acids, so that you can outsmart these cravings, allow your body to go into a state of autophagy and cleansing easier, and lose that weight and just have a little bit more energy in the brain and in the rest of the body. So this is a great book, highly recommend it. He has one called Grain Brain 2. So that one was about gluten, grains, and other kinds of breads and carbs. Highly recommend that one. But yeah, I hope this was helpful as always. As always, wish you guys all the luck in the world. If this is something that you struggle with, I very much am right there with you. And I encourage you to get other, like, healthier forms of sweets that you can reach for. So I have a local honey. We do know local honey can help with, like, allergies. Again, the bees are a really important part of the whole pollination scheme, going on. Not scheme, just, life. And or, like, I like a lot of mangoes. There's a lot of tropical, vitamin C filled fruits out there: watermelon, banana, mango. So if you have to reach for something sweet, know that fruits can also satisfy that. And the more you start to populate with these healthy gut bacterial populations, the easier it all becomes. And so, yeah, the last thing I wanted to mention is that when we do fast, we stop feeding everybody in the environment, right? So all the gut bacteria that we have, the good and the bad, they stop eating, and it becomes survival at the fittest at that point. So the bad bacteria, they're like little addicts, right? That's why you get these constant cravings. It's actually them. They want you to take another hit. They want you to eat, and so they're constantly reaching at you, telling you to go eat that little sugary swing because they need a hit, right? And so when we go through a fast, the strong win. The good gut bacteria will actually compete for the food that's in the environment, and we will see those bad populations kind of die off. So it's almost like magic. Really, really, really cool, really incredible. The process of autophagy is absolutely incredible. We lose the ability to go through autophagy as we age, right? Because we lose muscle, and muscle is our healthiest indicator that autophagy is going at a good rate, because muscle is battery packs for the body and the brain. So anyway, if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. As always, good luck.